I think people hear paid ads and they think it's going to be, thousands and thousands of dollars.
Do you have any other advice for anyone who is maybe hesitant to try paid ads, a little nervous about getting started?
What I would say is you really can start at $10 a day. Most of my students will start at 20, but I still like, depending on that price of your product, and in the digital product space, you really can have a lower price product. I've had students sell well with like a $7 product, and then maybe they have an order bump on the back end, but it is possible. And you can just have $10 a day. And this actually reminds me of one of my students. She sells scripture-based products, and she ran with this one ad at $10 a day. She just like found the right audience that worked for it, and she just was able to leave that thing running for, I think, several months in a row, and it was profitable for her. So, and again, not that that's everyone's story. You might spend $10 a day and after a few days realize, okay, let me switch up the audience I'm targeting here. There's sometimes tweaks that you have to make, but I think people hear paid ads and they think it's going to be thousands and thousands of dollars. And maybe I scared people away because I said, oh, I started spending 20 grand a month on ads. But that was after I saw that I was profitable. That's the other thing. When we put money into ads, we're not like crossing our fingers and hoping that lead purchases 2 months from now. We are looking to measure and see, for the most part, if we can get that return on day 1, day 2. We want those quick returns typically. So it doesn't have to be as scary as people think.
I think you'll agree with me that it's never $20,000 straight out of our family's bank account into ads. We're just recycling some of our profits back in to, accelerate our ad growth.
Exactly. So when I first started running ads, for example, for that webinar, the first week, I think I had saved up like $500. And again, that was money I'd already earned in my business. I didn't take it from my family account. So I already had this money. I had saved it up. So I was like, okay, I'm going to spend $500, get people signed up for this webinar. And then, whoa, I doubled what I put in. I earned 1,000 in sales that week. And so then, the next week it's like, okay, could I spend a little more? Could maybe $750 this next week? And so that's exactly how it went. And the same principles apply even if it's at $10 a day. And then you slowly would increase that number. So, I mean, all of my students, we start at pretty low numbers. And I think too, my other encouragement would be, there are lots of courses out there, right, that'll teach you all sorts of wonderful things in your business. You can learn search engine optimization. You can learn selling in an Etsy store. There's so many things we can all learn. And a lot of those are super helpful and valuable. But if you find yourself buying, like, let's say you've bought 5 courses in the last year or 10 or something, but you're not actually sitting down and like taking action from them, that's potentially a budget you could be taking and saying, you know what if I tried really digging deep on my marketing and spending some of that money on ads rather than like filling my brain with more stuff that I'm not taking action on. And again, of course, if you're going to learn ads, you got to take action on that too. But I think sometimes people, for some reason, it's easier for them to want to spend money on that next course versus investing in ads that really get them in front of, potential customers.
That is a really good point. I do think, especially when we're new business owners, we're trying to learn this new career that no one really teaches you how to do. And we collect all the courses. I cannot count all of the digital courses that I've bought over the years, but you are so right. That budget could be better spent on running ads. And I think especially if you actually know a little bit of what you're doing to run ads. I never recommend to people that they run them blindly. You have to know what you're doing a little bit to be successful with ads. And with that said, you have a free boot camp that people can go to kind of dip their toe or learn the first step of Facebook ads. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Yes. So Brilliant Ads Bootcamp, it's a 4-day boot camp where what you're going to learn first is actually some sales page tips, because as you know, Heather, this is one thing people jump right into ads and they really don't have their product set up the right way. Their sales page isn't presenting their product in a way that's appealing to their customers. So we have a couple days where we're talking about those my juiciest, best quick win sales page tips. And then on days 3 and 4 of boot camp, we will talk about creating a great ad image, and then writing great ad copy. So that's the message that goes with your ad. And one thing I love about bootcamp is you'll get some little goodies all along the way. Like I'm going to give you some free templates that are going to help you accomplish some of these things a little bit faster. So, if you want to grab those goodies, it's just a great place to learn the meat of some of these good marketing strategies for free.
I love that. It is so fun. I went through it myself just to watch, and it's such a good boot camp. If anyone is listening and wants to take advantage of that free boot camp, they can go to teacherbiz.com/ads. And I encourage everyone who is interested in Facebook ads to start there. I love how you start with the sales page and those pieces that matter in your business before you dive into all of the details of running an ad, because how could you ever be successful if your sales page and your product isn't ready to go when you get started? And those are the types of things that cause people to end up wasting money in the long run, running paid ads to a page that isn't even converting for them. So I love how thorough and in depth you go with all of those really important foundations.
Yes, and I will say with that, Heather, I've had a lot of students. Speaking of, the whole thing where we buy a course and maybe don't take the time to implement, I'm going to tell you right now, I've had students who they buy my course and they didn't take the time to implement the ad stuff. But what almost all of my students will tell me is, Beth Anne, Unit 1, which is all about your sales page and your freebie page and all that, they're like, I went through Unit 1, I revamped my sales pages, I still haven't run ads, but I'm making more sales on all my products because my sales pages are way better. So that's kind of, I think, one of the fun things is, even before you kind of jump into all the ad strategies, is you're going to, if you can master sales pages, it's just going to help your business so much.
That is so true. I think that's so great. Tell us where listeners can find you online.
You can find me at brilliantbusinessmoms.com. I will be honest and say I don't post very much to social media these days, although once you hop to my website, you're probably going to start seeing some ads from me. So it'll seem like I'm really active, which is the fun part about ads. And then if you want, templates to make marketing easier or make your sales pages easier, you can head to brilliantlifeshop.com. And for sure, use Heather's link to, just get a sample of my teaching with Brilliant Ads Bootcamp.
Yes, that's teacherbiz.com/ads. For anyone listening, I highly, highly recommend that. It's the best place to start with ads.